Today we're drafting players for our team. I mean, that's what we're doing. And we're doing the cost assessment as well.
Of
So
course.
we can see how wrong we are and then defend all of our actions after we're horribly wrong. I mean, before we begin, I'll give you a minute if you want to look at your notes.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't have any notes. I will say, I I did want to go into this cast assessment without knowing heaps because I don't know if the player profiles are out on 10 play, but if they are, I purposely haven't looked at them because I want my cast assessment to be sort of based on how I think they'll go based on just by how they look. And then if you have any further details, then I can add that shit into my actual assessment, you know?
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. So basically, what he's trying to do, guys, is trying to manipulate the draft. He's going to make me do all his dirty work, and I'm going to have to. No.
I mean,
Alright.
are you mad at my mad strategy?
No. No. Honestly, that's normally me. But it's all right. Yeah. So I unfortunately watched 3 different podcasts that go for 2 hours about Australian Survivor, so I am over prepared for this podcast. So go me.
We have a over prepared versus an under prepared.
Alright, so let me just open my tab because I still haven't opened my tab where I wrote down the list from one. I wrote down my top 10 people so far. So I'll just look at that real quick, just see what I wrote down, and then yeah, we can do whatever.
Sweet as.
We can start off with what our thoughts are on like
Yeah.
the season theme for starters. What are your thoughts?
I mean, I feel like number one, we should address the elephant in the room. Australian Survivor, if you're listening to this, please stop using verse in your title. Like, we get it. We like Australians love this whole one team versus another team. That's just sort of we love competitiveness. But we don't need verse in the title of every single season. The only season that has a theme that doesn't have the word verse in it is All Stars. So I'm hoping next season that changes. But just in terms of Titans versus Rebels, I mean I understand where they're going for, where it's like overachievers and people who have achieved great things against the Rebels. But number one, this sort of feels like just a champions versus contenders to me. And number two, I really thought going in, Titans were going to be like older people and the Rebels were going to be younger people. I thought that was going to be, I was so excited. So when I saw that this is what it was, I was a little disappointed, but it is what it is. I mean, overall, Survivor knows what they want to do. They seem confident in this twist or this theme, I should say. So I do have high hopes for the theme of the season working well.
Fair enough. Yeah, no, I mean, I was a bit confused at first when I saw it. Normally, they don't do pink and blue tribes. You know what I mean? Like normally,
No, they don't. No.
Yeah, normally it's like different colors. So for me, I was a little bit taken aback by that, which I will say I do like pink and blue, even though I'm worried that people. Okay, this is a very small fear of mine. I'm worried that people might base this on like gender alliances just based on the color of their tribe. And I know that sounds really dumb, but that's my fear at least going into it. I mean, this cast, are these really normal people? Like, what's our take on that? Because apparently these are normal, everyday Australians. And, like, I'm looking at some of these people, and I'm like, some of them do look like normal people, but some of them I'm like, that is not a normal person. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Obviously, we want to see genuine Survivor fans play. Like we don't care for recruits. So I mean, I'm actually really effing happy that we have a fully newbie cast. We haven't had that since season 6. So I mean, it's overdue. But I just hope that I mean, over if you're asking, do these people look like normal people? I don't want normal people. Like I want people who are going to be like exciting and everything like that. So if these people are like that, that's awesome. I just want them to be fans. I just don't want them to be recruits. And if they are recruits, and then we have a problem. But if they are fans of the show, then they can be as crazy as they want. At least they're fans playing, you know?
No, that's fair. I just want to point out, I'm not going to name who, but I did see in a casting video that I'll bring up later today. Someone doesn't know Outwit, Outplay, Outcast. I'm not going to name who that was, but someone doesn't even know that. So I have a lot of questions, but we'll get into that later on.
Why would you cast someone who doesn't know Outwit, Outplay, Outlast means?
Because they were talking to someone. They're like, yeah, so someone was like, yeah, you gotta out whatever, and they're like not saying the right things, and I'm just like, I'm watching it, and they're like, yeah, I've got this, and I'm like, I'm trying to root for you, but I'm struggling.
Oh, brother.
Like, bro, not Tribunal again. Like, we don't need another Chrissy on the cast. Like, I don't even know, but it's fine.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
I also just want to start by saying, I've picked a side. I'm rooting for Team Rebel this season, so that's me, because I think Titans are overrated. Let's be honest.
I actually don't know what side I'm rooting for, to be honest.
When I think of Titans, I think about like Hercules, the movie. That's what I think about. So I don't know, like people with statues, you know, like that's what like my own statues or like that sort of stuff. But yeah, when I think about rebels, yeah, obviously you think about like bad kids in school, criminals, rule breakers, whatever else.
That's fair. I feel like after the first episode, I'll know what team I'm rooting for, because I think one team will just be annoying and the other will be less annoying or whatever. That's how I'm going to decide. I mean, like with heroes versus villains, I was obviously going to root for the villains because that's the only way to play Survivor. But like with Blood versus Water and shit, I don't care what side I'm rooting for, you know. And like this is the same. Like with Champions versus Contenders 2, I didn't really care. I mean, part of me was rooting for the champions, but like I didn't really care what side won. This is another instance of that I don't care. You know, I don't mind.
No, that's fair. I also just want to say, I know I look like Mick from Australian Survivor Brainburst Brawn, so I'll give Jesse a minute. Yeah, so I didn't realize that was not my intention coming into this, but I just looked at what I was wearing and I was like, I look like Mitch. Like, I literally wear the same clothing, same haircut. Like,
I'm not going to get that out of my mind the entire cast assessment now.
I'm sorry. Wasn't planned. I was trying to wear something presentable, but instead I look like Mick. So yeah, go Mick. But yeah, no. Go Mitch, represent. I think we can begin now, unless you have like anything else you want to drop before we like start picking people.
No, I've got nothing. I'm ready to just hop right into it.
All right, sweet. How are we going to decide who picks first? Are we gonna spin a wheel? Are we gonna?
I mean, the way that I see it is in our Blood versus Water, when it was me versus you, my team, well, I got the most points and I won that.
Yes.
And heroes versus villains as well. So, I mean, if you want to go based on that.
Okay, yeah, we'll go based on our past history. You can go first. I'll be nice.
I'm just going to quickly take out my notes so I remember who's on what side. Okay, so the first person who I'm going to pick, and it's people could say this is a really bad choice, so people would see it as this makes sense. I'm gonna pick Viola as my first pick.
Her name's Viola.
Really, Viola? Okay, yeah. I picked Viola, and the reason I pick her is because she's got, like, from what I know, I haven't seen a lot of the I've seen the main one and a few others. She's the one who's got like the most focus on. So it's like, I don't think she's going to win, but I know she's going to make an impact on the season. I think she'll make it far. And because the draft's about points, I need people who I feel confident in making it far. So I just had to get Viola out of the way. Because I just don't see a world where she doesn't at least make the merge, and that's better than 12 other people. So, you know, that's just Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, 12 is better than 24. So I'm gonna start with my first pick. So what I look for in an Australian survival winner is threat management. I think that's a very important thing. So when I think of threat management, I'm talking like, do they come off as a big game player? Because obviously, if you're a game bot, you're going to get targeted. Do they come off as someone really social? We've seen in the past, really social people also get targeted. We're talking like a Uke. We're talking like a Khan. These sort of players. So yeah, threat management was the main thing I was focusing on when I was thinking about these people. Here's the thing: I think a lot of people, when they get on Survivor, they overplay, and or they get too eager to do certain things. So for me, I'm looking for the calm people, or at least that's what I look for. So I picked Scott. Which I think, yes, he's rocking that pink t-shirt, but that's not why I picked him. Yeah, no, I really liked his video. Like his intro package. I really thought that the way he was like talking was really calm. It was really soothing. Like if you were having just a normal conversation with him, he doesn't appear that threatening. Or at least to me, like if I was playing with Scott, I'd be like, no, this dude doesn't like. Not that he's like an idiot, but like he seems like pretty level headed. He's not going to
Yeah.
be that guy running around looking for idols at 2 a.m. in the morning. He's not going to be like. I think he's going to be. And another thing I also wanted to point out was he said he liked Hayes' game from Brain vs. Broad, and obviously Hayes is an amazing player. So I think that's a good sign as well if you really resonate with past winners, because you know what the saying is, like if you surround yourself with like winners in your life, you're going to be like those people.
Yeah.
So that's one of my big things where I was like, yeah, that's really cool.
My second pick. So again, I'm going off looks. I honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't know that they had all the videos out. I should have figured out they did. I just thought they had certain advertisements out. If I knew that yeah, if I knew all the videos were out, I would have watched them. But it's too late now. So I'm just going again off who I feel confident in what I've seen from them from like ads I've seen and shit. And the second person who I'm going with is Kirby. So number one, I'm glad that we have someone called Kirby because the name Kirby's just supreme.
It's
But
gonna be the whole thing this entire season. You already know we're gonna be making Smash Bro references.
Smash Bros. But I think Kirby's got a lot of potential to go far. She looks. I think she's a trainer for the AFLW. I
Yeah,
believe.
she's a professional AFL woman, like
Yeah,
trainer, AW trainer. Yeah,
yeah. So she's obviously going to be physically strong. She looks very likable. She looks like she's going to be able to like get a lot of people to work with her. She also looks like she's able to lie pretty easily and just be able to get people around her finger. So I have faith in her because of that. And she's like she's one of the people who also stood out for me and what I have seen. She's like one of the people who stood out to me. So I don't know. My mind was just telling me to pick Kirby. Yeah.
yeah, no. So I've seen other people pick Kirby as well as one of their early winner picks, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't really understand it. I
Ooh.
like maybe that's just like when I look at Kirby. Kirby gives me keep the tribe strong vibes. And when I think about who in Australian Survivor wins when they have that mindset, no one. Nobody has won who has had that mindset.
Yeah.
And yes, that could be just because of who the people are like in the game based on the casts. But if I'm just by looking at Kirby, Kirby is really social. She's really outgoing. I agree. I think she definitely is one of those people who could influence a lot of the decisions, like in the game. But I think the problem is, I think everyone knows that, and like that is not something you want out there. You know, like you want to be in the driver's seat behind people. You don't want to be the
Yeah.
person who's like, so we doing this. And I don't want to spoil what I've seen in the advertisements, but I do want to bring one part in an advertisement of. I did see her walk over to like 4 different people in one of the advertisements and be like, "So we're all good with this plan, right?" And I don't know. Like to me, that's a really weird thing for the editors to put in,
Yeah.
unless it meant something. Because otherwise, why wouldn't they just put it in the show? Like,
Yeah.
because they have hours upon hours upon hours of footage of different people being like, "Oh yeah, so this is me. Who? What are we thinking? This is Pierre. Blah blah blah." So I find it really interesting that specifically showed Kirby talking about that. So
Yeah.
obviously we need more context about tribe dynamics and whatever else, but that's just me. So my next person, oh my god. All right, so even though I'm extremely worried when it comes to like, okay, put it this way, I'm one of those people where I'm always going to have a bias against for super fans to win this game over like random people,
Yeah, same. Yeah.
and obviously I'm still worried about like how well they'll do or whatever, but I'm picking Aline because
Ooh.
I feel like one, she's from what I know one of the biggest super fans on the cast. She's I don't know, like for me, when I think about the way she was speaking and the way she was just I don't know doing whatever, like I think about that and I'm like, yeah, that is something where like, obviously she's not going to make rookie mistakes, or you would hope not, right?
Yeah.
The rookie mistakes that most survivor players like Jesse Hansen have made in the past. Not to call Jesse Hansen out, love the guy, but no, man. So I feel like if she's a super fan, obviously she knows a lot of. Here's the thing: going into Survivor, especially Australian Survivor, because it's more physical. If she's a super fan, you already know she's already physically prepared herself before she even got out there. And that's one of the big things that people worry about when it comes to Survivor in Australian Survivor is people are like really big on challenges there. We don't want to have the weakest. I don't think she's the weakest on her tribe. I think height-wise she might look like one of the weakest on her tribe, but there's a few older people on her tribe who could take the fall for that. But yeah, I think it just depends on if she can hide her fandom, because I mean, one of the big problems is people hear that you're a super fan and then they instantly want you out because they think you're going to win, which is a valid thing to be scared of. We'll just have to see how it turns out.
All right, so I'm on 10. I'm on 10 playing now. So whenever we say something, I'm just going to sort of scroll through them just so I know a bit about them before I start talking. But you said she's a fan, so that makes me
She's a
excited.
super fan. She
A super
said
fan?
she said in quote, "I'm a super fan."
Okay,
And
that
I
that's exciting
I
because I
saw
think
her. Oh, you go.
I was going to say just I think even looking Aileen, I think she looks
Yeah,
like she knows. Yeah, she looks like she knows what she's doing. She looks like she knows. I mean, she looks likable. She looks like she's going to be able to sort of trick people that she's someone that she's not. Like she looks like she could be like she's super friendly, but I feel like there could be this really villainous side of her. Sort of like Amy in Blood versus Water, but we didn't get to like see that completely. I feel like she could fill this role. So I actually feel good about her. So I think that was a good choice from you.
Thank you. No, we'll see. We'll see. Right now, we're talking a load of crap. We're like, yeah, I've got this, but we'll see who knows their stuff in a few weeks.
So I'm looking at everyone and scrolling through them on 10 play.
Yep.
And there's one person who, in my mind, I'm saying to myself, I am not going to pick this dude. But for the last 2 seasons, the person who we have said that about being freaking Juicy Dave and Jerry have made it near the end. So my mind right now is I need to pick them before you take them.
Oh my
So
god.
my mind is I'm gonna pick Garrick. Now, as
Good
I've said,
choice.
as I've said with the other older men in cast assessments, I don't think they're gonna do well, and I feel that about Garrick. I don't think he's gonna do well. However, every time I say that, they seem to make it far. So I'm gonna pick Garrick, and I'm gonna hope, just like the other two, that Garrick actually has a deep run. But I think because he's one of the really like older people on his team. So I feel like he could sort of lean into that father figure, even though that's way like that's nowhere near as common as like a mother figure. I feel like he could go into that role, or he's going to be like a Michael Warren, where he's just going to start playing way too early and going to yeet himself off the island. So yeah, I hope I have hopes that he makes it far for the sake of my draft and actually doing well. But I picked him because every time I feel someone and that person screams out to me, they're not going to do well. They always do well. So that's sort of why I picked Garrett, not going to lie.
Okay, so I'm Yoki upset because I wanted to pick Garrett. So I'm going to be honest. And I understand your fear because, yes, that is a common occurrence in Australian Survivor. They pick off the, quote, weakest link or older people. But, yeah, so my instant reaction when I first saw Garrett was, yeah, he doesn't stand a chance. However, I watched his casting intro, and I mean, to be honest, I was a bit surprised. I was like, okay, because he said he was like federal agent or something. He said he was like FBI or like police officer, something like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that's a bad sign. My instant reaction, because I was like, oh, he's gonna like try and be a leader. He's gonna like do a bunch of sketchy stuff. But like, no, I feel like based on the way he was talking, I think either two things are going to happen. Either A, he's going to be that, as we've spoken before, he's going to be that easy target. He's going to be that guy who probably gets out for pretty much no reason, I like to say. Easy pickings. Or B, he's going to be that dude where he goes really far. And because who's going to put out Garrett at merch? Garrett.
Yeah, exactly,
like,
yeah.
Bro, Garrett is not going to be the person who's like, oh, Garrett is running the game. No, bro. You're not going to be thinking that. You're like, so when it comes to his threat management in the early rounds, I'm extremely worried for his safety. But when it comes to that merge, I mean, guaranteed final five at least or something like that. You're like, and I think another thing is like, more recently, we have seen older fellows win, Survivor in like CBS at least.
Yeah.
So, like Gabia, for example, and like if you're likable enough, you put it this way, you can do whatever you want. Like,
Yeah.
you can talk your way out of anything. Yeah, you're right. If he can say the father figure and he can be like, yeah, so I can help mentor you in a way, then yeah, I think he could do really well. Oh, I forgot to say my thoughts on Viola. I'll put them in now. Yeah, I don't know why you picked her first. I'm gonna be completely honest. Like, and I know that sounds really bad because she's like one of the only POC, and I don't want to be that person who's like she doesn't stand a chance at winning or whatever. But like, historically, the younger athletic women, they don't win. They don't do well. Like, and yeah, obviously hoping that's wrong. But yeah, I mean, one of my big concerns with Viola is the fact she's been shown in the promo so much. Like, that is not something you want. Ideally, like, if you're getting the screen time, that's not ideal. But yeah, so that's my thing for Viola. But yeah, my next pick, I'm gonna pick Peter because one, I heard she's a massive fan of international survivors. She's seen SA, New Zealand, American Survivor. That's a good sign. That's a good start. I like people who prepare what they, well, at least watch other seasons, you know?
Yeah.
You don't want to be those people who don't know what Survivor is. I think another thing is, I don't know how old she is, but from what I know, she's roughly the same age as the more recent female winners in Australian Survivor.
Yeah.
She has the same sort of like body build as well, which does help when it comes to like these challenges. And also, yeah, like personality wise, I think. I mean, yeah, you're probably not gonna get rid of her first. I just don't see it. Like, there's some people you can look at and you can just be like, yeah, unless they like royally get fucked over or they just like do something really stupid, they're not gonna go out super early. So yeah, that's why I picked her. So what are your thoughts on me picking Peter?
I think it's. I'm just scrolling through information now. I can't believe it doesn't have the ages on it. That's weird. They don't have ages.
And they don't have ages. Just cut to the video right there.
All right. So it says that she's a bar manager, and again, a fan always love the fans, and I always hope the fans win. And I think she's a good choice. I like what you said before. She has the sort of build like other Survivor winners have had, and I agree with that. But I also think that she looks laid back. She looks like she's going to pretty easily be able to form connections, and she also looks like she is there to play. Like she's gonna damn make some big moves and shit. So I do have hopes for her. I wish I freaking watched all their videos before I started. I wish I did, but what can I do? You know, what can I do?
Yeah, what should have been.
Okay, I'm gonna go to my next choice, and I've been looking through this dude's bio, and I feel good about him, so I'm gonna pick Charles. Because it says he's a lawyer, says he's a super fan, and tick tick right there for me. Obviously, if he's smart, he doesn't tell anyone he's a lawyer, but he just looks super smart. I mean, he's got the glasses on and everything. He looks like he knows what he's doing. And one concern I do have is if the team starts voting based off challenge strength, he could be seen as one of the weaker. I just hope they don't go down that dumbass path. And plus, he looks like he's going to be really good at the puzzles and shit. So I have hopes for Charles. I think he will do well. He looks like someone who's going to be a big character in the season, and he looks like someone who you're going to underestimate, but he's going to actually end up just doing well. So that's sort of why I picked Charles. That's sort of how I see him.
Fair enough. Yeah, so I saw multiple people pick Charles as their winner pick. So from other podcasts, I'm conflicted. On one hand, super fan, great, I love that. On the other hand, like, just looking at Charles, and no, it's not just the glasses. If I was like to ask, just looking at him, I think I would be able to tell he's a super fan. And then again, that's coming from another super fan. But if I'm able to tell that, I think there's no way he can hide how smart he is, even if you are a lawyer.
Yeah.
The reality is, just the way you talk is going to come across very like that. Just the way you talk. And I'm not saying he should go out and tell people he's a lawyer. By no means he should be telling people he's a lawyer. But if he isn't careful about what he says, his profession, he can say something similar to a lawyer. I think that would work better for him. I think another thing is, I mean, he said he was a super fan, but yet, I didn't really get much from him. So that's a bit of a fear I have. But but obviously points you've listed before are also concerns, like challenges, for example, if they decide to be idiots and play the pussy way out, or that's what I think that is. Then I mean, obviously he could be in trouble, but guess we'll see. I'm debating between two people currently because one of them I feel really confident that they'll go really far. But one of them I'm very nervous about picking because I think they could possibly be the first boot of the season. But this is Survivor, so we gotta take risks. So I'm gonna pick. Wait, no, actually, yeah, I'm just gonna Google it. I don't remember because there was one of them I do not want to pick. There's one of them I'm like, if I okay, I remember who. I picked Carry On. I think Carry On. Okay, yes, she's older. Yes, she is probably seen as one of the weakest on the tribe, if not the weakest. However, socially, like, I really liked what I got from her in the video. Like, I really vibed with her energy. If she can go into that older mother figure who's a bit harmless, she could go far. I'm also a bit curious, and I'm interested what your thoughts are on this. I don't know if you've seen this, but in one of the promos, it shows a quote older person alliance. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I haven't.
So basically, in the thing, it was basically it's like this is our older person crew, and it listed like a few people. It was like Eden, Mark, Kitty, and Carrion. And that's what Mark said. Like, this is the older crew alliance or something like that. And my instant reaction was, that's bad news. Because why are they putting that in a promo?
Yeah.
My instant reaction was, oh no, the older people are gone. They're just going to get voted out one by one because they're getting screen time now before they get eliminated. But yeah, no. So yeah, that's my only concern with Carry On. Other than that, challenges.
All right. So Caroline is a midwife. I actually have no idea what that means. Like a middle-aged
Okay,
wife.
so you're asking the wrong person. I'm also like uneducated. Yeah.
I mean, the way that I see it is I feel like, especially in Australian Survivor, older people will just have a tougher time unless they're like an ex-athlete, like a Shane Gould or something.
Yeah.
Because when you go to tribal council, you're gonna get the younger people like, okay, we need strength, and I feel like Caroline
Carry
will be
On.
seen as will be seen as one of those people who's like, you're on the weaker side. You're not doing much for the tribe. I don't trust you because I'm younger and you're older. So that's sort of how I perceive it. Again, I always underestimate the older people. I never have any faith in the older people, and they always end up proving me wrong. So I feel like she will prove me wrong, but I'm pretty confident that she'll be like one of the first 4 boots for me personally. Like I'm pretty confident in that. But if this whole freaking old people alliance, whatever the heck they want to call it, the senior it better be called
The senior
senior
citizen, that's
citizens
better.
senior citizens alliance. I mean, if that works, then good on them. But I mean, I don't see it working out. I think she could be taken out because of that. So I don't have much hope for her. No.
All I heard was I don't have much hope for her. No. That's all I heard, bro. All right. As you do.
Okay, my next choice might be like another obvious one because it's someone who was also shown heaps on the television. Nathan, the footy player. Now, of course, we've never had a footy player friggin' win Survivor. We've had some that come close, like Brian Lake and shit. But I feel like Nathan is different compared to a lot of the AFL players that we've seen. Because with a lot of the AFL players that we've seen, you could just tell that they had no clue about what they were doing. Simon Black, David Zaharakis, I can't name any others.
Gavin.
I mean, Gavin had potential. He just got taken out early. The AFLW players are pretty good. They're like Moana and Abby and stuff. But like the male players, except for Brian Lake, I can't really think of anything massive that any of them did. But where Nathan is different for me is unlike David Zaharakis and Gavin Wangan, and even though Gavin got some promos, I have a lot of faith in Nathan because Gavin was on the older side. Nathan's on the younger side. He's obviously physically fit. They're not going to get rid of him like early at all. That'd be stupid. and I see him forming an alliance with like some of the younger girls, some of the younger guys, and I see that sort of like the meat tray alliance, but like sort of like that happening again. And I'm sort of seeing like I see him getting to at least the merge. I don't know if he will win, but again, a lot of my picks are just based off who I think will make it far because ultimately to win the draft you need the more points. And I just have a lot of faith that Nathan will be able to get to at least the merge. And then when he gets to the merge, it's either going to be okay, now he gets targeted because of challenge, because he's strong and he's a challenge strength, or he's still going to have those connections and he's going to he's going to underplay his works. So I think he could do either. But either way, I do have high hopes for Nathan. I mean, he could get taken out early, but I don't see it happening personally.
Yeah, so I mean, my question to you is, with the whole meat tray thing, who do you think from the Titans Nathan would work with? Because for me, like, I'm looking at his tribe, and like him, Viola are probably going to link up. I could see, maybe Jaden as well. But like when I'm looking at this tribe, I'm like, I don't really agree with that because with the whole meat tray thing, where's the bigger guys? What meat tray? Mark, the guy starting the Citizens Alliance, winner, this 25-year-old, like 6 dude. I'm 5'6", don't worry, I'm not making fun of him. Aiden, another older person, Charles. Like, I don't see where the meat tray alliance is a.
I don't. I mean, I don't think they're necessarily a meat tray because they're all like super strong. I just think they're going to do like here's the thing: if an older person alliance breaks out, of course the younger people are going to need to team up, right, in order to dismantle that. So I feel like Nathan works with Jaden. I feel like he works with Viola, and I feel like he works with Valeria. I feel like they're all very safe picks to work with him, and I think you could also get someone like um, Frankie. I don't know a lot about Frankie, or like Jessica to also work with him. Because here's the thing: if he wants to be this big provider for the camp, I'm going to go get the wood. I'm gonna build this shelter.
The leader.
The leader.
You're
He
welcome. Yep.
could play that role, and he could sort of use his charisma to his advantage. So I mean, I don't think a massive alliance with like a bunch of the youngins is like like out of the question. That's sort of where my mind goes for him. I mean, it could be very wrong, but that's sort of what I'm thinking with him.
Okay, because that's what I was just confused about. Because you said
Yeah.
meat tray, and I was like, dude, there's no men on this tribe who are like Nathan. He is the only one with like any real muscle. Like, I don't see where the meat. Like, if anything, I think the rebels are more likely to do the whole challenge strength thing, in my opinion, at least. Because if you're a Titan, it's in the name. You're already like a champion, a strong person. If you're a rebel, you're gonna be like, oh, we gotta get rid of the weak people because they're the Titans.
Mm.
Because going into the season, I mean, let's be honest, the rebels are automatically seen as the underdogs, or like the Goliaths of the season, and they're and another one would be the Davids. So yeah. Give me a second. But yeah, no, I think Nathan's gonna go for. I agree. As much as I would be willing to vote Nathan off first, I don't think most people would be as willing. So I have to remember they're not all super fans like me, but it's all right. My next pick is I'm gonna go with the person I was gonna pick before. I'm gonna pick Sarah from Rebels. So yeah, my instant reaction when I saw Sarah was giving very much Amy from the second season of Australian Survivor. Yeah, that. Oh, sorry, I thought it was first because you just stood still, and I thought it was Frozen. Yeah, she's giving very much Amy from Australian Survivor, 2000, like whatever. That's just the vibe I get. I think she's definitely gonna be. She looks like a farm girl. She looks like She's gonna get along with the guys. She looks like she's gonna kind of go with the flow for a bit, and also with the whole like, she's not super athletic, but she's not like not. You know what I mean? Like she's
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
middle of her tribe. So my only concern with Sarah is her social game. I think her social game is too good. I think she needs to tone down how good she is socially in a crowd. I think one on one or in a smaller group setting, it's fine. But if you're constantly like the outgoing social person, I think eventually that could catch up to her. So that's my only concern with Sarah. Other than that, I don't see why anyone would take her out early. I don't see. I wouldn't vote out Sarah early.
Yeah.
So that's my take. What's your take?
All right. So scrolling through Sarah, look, she's a firefighter. It looks like, and it looks like she's proud to be a firefighter. So I think from just her being a firefighter, we can get a few things from that. Number one, the firefighters seem to do well in like freaking US Survivor and like cops and stuff. So that's already a good sign. But number two, a firefighter, like I don't know. I mean, I feel like since she's proud of it, she's gonna just tell everyone that she is. And that also indicates to me a few things. Number one, that she's obviously very strong, like she knows what she's doing physically. And she also, as a firefighter, you need to also be social in a lot of situations. So I feel like she's got two things there. And like you said earlier, she does look like this, like a sort of person who's gonna easily sort of be able to get into those alliances. Like she doesn't really stand out. She doesn't look like she's gonna overplay too early. I think she's gonna be able to sort of just hide herself until the merge, and then she's gonna be able to like run and like dominate the challenges and stuff in the merge. And I don't think a lot of people would see her coming. Not gonna lie, I wouldn't see her coming in the game. So I think she's got a lot of potential. Not gonna lie.
Yep, pretty much. I mean, I would see her coming, but the only reason I'd see her coming is because I think she's a threat. That's why I picked her.
I was already confident with this person before I read that bio. Now I'm more confident with this person.
You're more confident. How do you get? All right, all right. Sounds like cockiness to me. No, I just find it interesting that so far I've picked only people from except for Carry On.
That's true.
That's awesome. I'm not trying to be biased. It just kind of happened. There's definitely one person I'm curious about your thoughts on because my instant reaction was like, "Oh God."
So my next choice, this is someone else who I've seen a lot from the advertisement, so I was already going to pick them eventually. But just reading now their bio, I've got more hope for them. So my next choice is my next choice is Alex. And the reason is number one, obviously, he's already got quite a bit on the advertisements that I've seen at least. Number two, it says he's a maths teacher. When I like he does not look like a math teacher at all, bro. I'm not gonna lie. So I think if Alex is smart, he tells people that he's like not a freaking math teacher. He just says something which is I don't know. And I feel like because he's a math teacher and no one would expect him to be a math teacher. I've got confidence in Alex that if he's smart and he lies that he's not a math teacher and he says that he's something else, I can't think of what else he would say, but he can think of something. I think he's got a really good chance of making it far. Again, he's obviously smart, he's a math teacher, but he also looks physically strong for the team. And again, I think he's going to be able to get into those alliances quickly. I don't think he's going to do something too soon to put a target on his back. I've got hopes that he will make a deep run.
I just want to point out something I noticed in a video I saw. He's friends with Yoki Gilbert.
Ooh.
So yeah, that could be a good thing or a bad thing depending on depending on the situation. Maybe Yoki gave him advice beforehand.
What's interesting is there used to be a freaking SSO at my school named Avery, and she knew Lockie too. So Lockie's got the connections with the teachers. It looks like.
We can't put that in. That's sus, man. All right. Yes. Yoki, I don't know what you do in your free time, but careful, bud. All right. So I hope Alex. Here's my thing. My instant reaction when I found out Alex was friends with Yoki was, oh, he's gonna be one of those challenge strength people, because that's what Yoki was. And I'm anti-challenges. I'm anti keep the tribe strong. So I'm kind of rooting against Alex, to be honest. And maybe that's like a bias against Yoki Gilbert, because Yoki always goes far because he's a big, strong dude.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like, yeah, for me, I'm in Yoke. Realistically, why would anyone vote at Alex? He's probably one of the strongest people in the tribe. He's athletic and he's social. So, yeah, he's probably going to be in the quote cool kids club, if you want to call it that. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't see him going pretty much. I could see him going at a swap, but not like the first few boots. Yeah, there's a few people I want to pick for like a Yarf, but I won't because I want to win. I'm gonna pick. Okay, I'm surprised you haven't picked this person yet. I'm picking Eden.
Ooh,
Eden's a super fan. Good, we like that.
bravo, man.
Yes, go Eden. I feel like, yeah, as I've said before, the only concerns I have are challenges and like, I mean, the citizen crew. You don't want your yank shown before the game even starts. I
Yeah.
think from an editing perspective, that's a really bad sign.
Mm.
Like, that is not what you want. But if we're looking at his citizens alliance hypothetically, out of the four of the people he's in a quote possible alliance with, it can either go two ways. Either A, they could be like, okay, Eden, we'll keep Eden around because he's probably the best at challenges. Or B, I want to name the four who were in it again. Kitty, Eden, Caroline, and Mark were the four names. Or they might look at Eden and go, Eden's the only one who might actually stand a chance at winning. We should get rid of him. So we've got to flip a coin to see how that goes. Yeah, I mean, I'm scared for Eden socially, but the good part is Eden is a super fan, and Eden knows that socially you need to be good with everyone. So if Eden has been a fan for decades, like they claim to be, then we should have nothing to worry about, right? Eden should be coming home with the title of Sole Survivor this season, right? No, don't
Absolutely. I think
Exactly.
you might just spoil the winner.
Oh, sorry guys. Thank you all for what. No. Yeah, no, like I genuinely, yeah, I'm rooting for Eden. I wasn't originally gonna pick Eden, but looking at the cast, I have to make some tough decisions. So yeah, go on. What do you think?
Okay, so looking at Eden, he's a cinema area manager, and he's a super fan, which is awesome. And the thing about Eden is he doesn't really look like a Titan in this, and in the sense of what it's described as. He doesn't really look like a Titan. So I think this could go one of two ways for him. Number one, this could be a good thing, and because he doesn't look like a Titan or a typical Titan, he's going to easily be able to fly under the radar. Or the opposite's going to happen. He looks like a misfit, and they're just like, let's get rid of him. So I feel like either way it could go. If he overplays his cards early on, he will go out early. Like, no questions in my mind. He'll go before the swap if he does anything stupid too early. I'm still not sure. Like, obviously, you might. I don't know. I don't know who puts the senior citizen alliance together. If that's even revealed.
From what I know, it was Mark.
Okay, so I was going to say
What they're telling us. Yeah.
Okay, so I was going to say if it was Eden, he's cooked. He's cooked. But because it wasn't, he might not be as in danger as I just said. But Either way, he's a super fan, which is awesome. So I will root for the super fans. But I don't have a lot of hope in the fact that, yes, he might know the game, but it takes more than just knowing the game to win. You actually have to be good at the game as well. Like, that's a whole nother level, being good at the game.
Being good at the game. All right,
Yes,
Driver, cast Jesse Ogan. We'll see if he's good at the game.
that's right. We'll see if we're good. But like Eden, for me, he doesn't scream like, oh, he's gonna be a mastermind. Like unlike Charles, like Eden doesn't scream that for me. Like with Charles, I can sort of see he looks like he's gonna know what he's doing. I don't get that from Eden, so I don't have a lot of faith in Eden. So that's sort of
No,
my
that's fair. That's fair. I will bring this up later, but like ignoring the podcast, I think Eden and Charles will work together. I think
they should. They should.
I
100%.
would if I was them, but that's just me.
Okay, my next choice. All right, this is actually hard because I'm not sure who I'm going to pick next.
If you want, I can keep sending you an update, even though you probably remember most.
Don't worry, I know you still win.
Yeah, sweet.
All right. The next person who I'm going to pick, even though I don't know a lot about this person, but just from looks, I'm going to pick Raymond. Raymond or whatever it is. I don't know if there's a silent D at the end.
Raymond. I think it's just Raymond.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah.
I have faith in Raymond because he looks. I mean, he kind of looks like Jesse Hansen, which isn't a good start. But I mean, no hate to Jesse Hansen if you're watching this, but there's only
no hate to Jesse Hansen. Jesse just has a thing against fellow Jesse people.
Yeah, there's only one true Jesse. But I think he's going to be fine. Plus, he's got gaming controllers on his shirt, so that gives him extra points. But no, just in terms of Raymond, he looks like he's going to easily be able to form like he doesn't look like he's not going to be super strong. I think we can just tell that by the look. He's not going to be like super strong. So I think he's going to have to rely on his social game. So I think his social game's got to be pretty good. And it says he works in retail as well, which is pretty good. So yeah, that's pretty much it. It's just another one by looks. Someone who I have faith in. I don't have as much faith in Raymond as the others, but I do still have faith in him, so that's why I picked him.
Yeah, so my instant thing when I saw Raymond was like I don't want him to go early, but like I don't see him being one of I mean, I'm looking at his tribe and I'm thinking, who the hell is gonna want to work with Raymond? Like, and that might sound really mean and dickish, but like that's what we gotta assess, right? So I'm looking at his tribe and I'm thinking like I don't see anyone who I'm instantly like, oh yeah, Raymond will connect with that person.
Yeah.
And that could be a good thing in the sense that it could be a possible like swing vote. But at the same time, if you don't have the social connections, you could be an easy out. Yeah, I mean, look, we don't see people like Raymond that often. I've noticed. Raymond definitely stands out one of the most out of this truck. Well, out of really the whole season, whole cast. Yeah, I mean, look, him working in retail is the most Aussie thing I've heard all day. You're like, of course, bro. See, that's what a real Australian is, guys. Working in retail, like, so in that way, if he's as relatable as he is in working in retail, then maybe he has a better shot than I'm giving him credit for. But yeah, no, I mean, I'm rooting for him, even though, yeah, I did not pick him.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if he's a super fan either. I don't think it said that.
I don't believe he's a super fan. I believe he's a fan.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I saw in his intro package, it shows him buying a Survivor disc from CBS, and it says $2 on the disc. I'll send you a picture of it later. It's really funny.
I mean, that's an absolute bargain, bro. $2 for some Survivor.
Yeah, it was like the Borneo disc or something. It was real. I don't know. It was really funny, and I was thinking about like, bro, they would never put that in my library. Like,
Never.
if I
No,
could get that
exactly.
at the DVD store, I'd be there every week. but, but yeah, that's what I think about Raymond. Sorry,
Yeah.
shit.
All right. Yeah, that's all I've got to say about him. So
No, we just keep. No, the whole podcast was about Raymond, nothing else. But for 3 hours, we're just talking about Raymond. Like, yeah, I really that we're just sitting here coming up with random things. Like, yeah, I think Raymond could win.
yes.
All right. Oh my god, I gotta figure out who I'm picking.
All right. Yeah, that's all I've got to say about him. So
No, we just keep. No, the whole podcast was about Raymond, nothing else. But for 3 hours, we're just talking about Raymond. Like, yeah, I really that we're just sitting here coming up with random things. Like, yeah, I think Raymond could win.
yes.
Oh my god, I gotta figure out who I'm picking. Yeah, maybe you can Discord to see who has been picked already, because I remember most of the people, but I need to look. I'm waiting for Discord to load on my phone, so if it could hurry up, that would be awesome. All right. 1, 2. I'm gonna pick Tobias.
Ooh.
I'm picking Tobias. For a few reasons. One, I mean, he's an athletic dude. Two, there's no reason. If we're looking at the tribe, I feel like Tobias is definitely going to be maybe the. What's the person called? The person who like helps everyone.
The
Like,
provider.
yeah, pretty much. I think he's going to be like the shelter guy. I think he's going to be the guy, not who takes charge necessarily, but I think he's going to be the guy who everyone goes to for advice. They're going to be like, yo,
Yeah.
Tobias, what do you think about the shelter? What do you think about this? What do you think about that? So I think that could definitely help him. And also, if they are leaning, but I don't see Tobias as this massive, like, not that he's not going to play the game. I think he will play the game. I do get villain vibes from him though, which could be a bad thing. But we'll see. Yeah, no, I mean, look, obviously, I believe he's like 40 something in his 40s, so he's not old, but he's not young. So he does have life experience that some of these other people don't have.
Yeah.
So he won't be making rookie mistakes. I think he's gonna be that likable dude where people are like, "Oh, yo, let's go fishing," and then they're gonna go down to the beach and like whatever else. But yeah, no, I mean that's all I have to say about him. Hopefully he doesn't flop, but if he does, I mean, yeah, no, I didn't pick him. I don't know what you're talking about. Wasn't me.
Okay. I will say for Tobias, when the trailer started, he was one of the first people who like not that he got heaps in the trailers, that's what I saw, but just he looked like he sort of was going to do something in this season. Or like I don't really know how to describe it. Just like he looked like he knew what he
No,
was
I
sort
get
of
you.
doing. And
Yay!
yeah, he looks like he's a builder. So obviously he's going to be the person building the shelter, telling everyone what to do. That could put a target on his back, but he's not going to be first voted off because they're not going to send someone that strong home. And not gonna lie, yeah, there were a lot of these picks. I was actually contemplating on picking Tobias, but the reason I never did is just because every time my mind was about to pick him, I was like, nope, 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 nope. I don't have a bunch of faith in him. Like, even though my first impressions were looking at this guy, oh yeah, I think this guy's gonna be good. My mind, at the back of my mind, is also like, but does he know? Like, does he truly understand the game? And I don't know if he does. I don't know. I don't want to call someone a recruit because that's just rude, especially if they're a super fan. But I don't know. He just doesn't really look like a super fan. And also, I was looking through his bio on Australian Survivor, and it's relatively short. So That was another reason that I didn't, because I was like, if someone's got a shortest bio, then clearly they're not going to win. So I was just like, yeah, I'd probably best for me to pick someone who I have more faith in making it far. So that was, but I do hope Tobias does well. I hope he does because he looks interesting. I hope he's a villain. I think he'd make a great villain.
Yes, I agree. I mean, here's the thing about the whole him having a short intro package. That was my original first thought as well. But then I thought about how Hayi and Brain vs. Brawn wasn't shown in the intros at all,
Yeah.
except she was the middle person when it showed everyone in the dark.
I still can't believe, like, in hindsight, I can't believe they did that. Like, that's so stupid, bro. If that ever happens again,
Okay,
whoever's in the middle next time, I'm just gonna pick them as the winner. If that ever happens again, I was like, yeah, they're gonna win.
So if I'm standing there in the middle, are you gonna pick me to win?
Absolutely, but look, you could be standing at the back right corner, and I'd still pick you to win because you're Xander, bro. You're gonna win, obviously.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll talk about this off video. Okay.
Okay. Next.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
sorry.
go. My bad. You go.
Okay.
My bad.
So my next choice. My mind is telling me to pick this one person, and I feel like if you get to them, I'm gonna beat myself up. Not because I think they're gonna do well, but just because I think if they get past the first few rounds and if they're doing well, then I think they'll make it far. And that person is Faraz, I think it's spelled. I pronounced. I actually have no idea.
Ferris.
Yeah,
Ferris.
Yes.
Yeah, Ferris will.
He from what I've seen looks like he's gonna be the villain. He looks like he's gonna be the villain, and you know me, I love my villains, and I want him on my side. But the reason I've picked him so late is because, in a sense, he reminds me of an AK from season 2.
Yeah.
Where he's going to put a massive target on his back. He's just going to do some wacky stuff, and no one's going to trust him. And he's going to be in a situation where he's fighting to survive every single day. But I'm still picking him because I feel like if he doesn't do an AK and he plays more underground, more under the radar, I feel like he's got a good chance of making it far. But because he's the villain, my mind's telling me if he makes it to at least the tribe swap, he will probably make it to merge, because at least from the way I see, he's the villain. So that's why I picked. That's why I picked him.
Yeah, so yeah, he's definitely the villain. There's no way he's not the villain. Yeah, let's be realistic here. Yeah, so my instant reaction when I saw his intro package was, I'm never picking you. Sorry, mate. You're like, don't get me wrong. I love his enthusiasm for the game, and I love how passionate he is. We need more people like that. However, when it comes to the game itself, one of the first things that we hear, I don't know if you caught this, when they started playing the intros and it was people talking about other contestants or whatever, someone from one of the other contestants basically was like, he's a threat, and then it panned to him, it panned to Ferris, and here's the thing, that's bad. You do not want people. Why are they putting that in the intro? That's what I'm scared for him.
I mean, I feel like that could be part of false advertising where they make it look like they're talking about him, but they're not.
It could be, but at the same time, I don't. From my point of view, I don't see why they would fake that.
Yeah.
Or at least to me, that doesn't look like a fraud. It looks like something that genuinely happened, and which is bad because you don't want people talking about you. If you're up, even if it's pre-merge, you don't want people being like, "Oh, he's a threat. He's a dangerous player." And I believe that was either Peter or Sarah talking about that person. I believe based on the audio. Can't confirm or deny. I guess we'll find out. But yeah, I mean that's concerning. Also, the whole Arabic King George thing, like, what? Bro.
I remember that, bro. I forgot to mention that, but that's another reason why he's definitely the villain. Also, I should say, because I kind of forgot about that. I hope he doesn't try and play exactly like George.
He
I hope
will.
he does.
I think he
I know
will.
he, like, my mind is saying he will, but I'm just like, be your own, be your own villain, bro. Like, if we get on, we're gonna be our own villains. We're just gonna do whatever the frick we feel like. If
Yeah.
Faraz does that, I've got hope for him. But if he goes into this, I'm King Faraz, I'm King George, yada yada yada, then I feel like he could be in some danger. But I'm picking him based on the assumption that he's not going to be a dumbass and that he actually has seen the show and he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I think we're giving people too much credit. I'm not calling Perez as dumbass. I'm just saying that, like, assuming people have seen the show, I don't
Yeah.
know how I feel about that. But yeah, no, I mean, Perez, yeah, I mean, not great. You don't want to be that person who's like, I want to be like King George, except win. Bro, King, like, okay, in theory, yes, great, you have someone you look up to. Do I recommend playing like George? No. George lost the Australian Survivor twice. And yes, I'm going to a Survivor viewing party with him. And I will not say that to him. However, he lost. He lost the season. So taking advice from someone like that is probably not the best idea. But hey, I mean, look, I love that he cares about the show. I just hope. Here's the thing. I started laughing when you brought up the AK thing because when I think about I don't know. I could totally see him being like AK. That was my instant reaction to when I saw him because I was like, bro, he's gonna be like, oh, he's gonna. I feel like he's gonna have to semi. He's gonna get like a 10th boot or something. Like he's not gonna be super early, but yeah, he'll get to maybe a swap, and then he'll just be like, so are we doing okay or yeah, we doing Paris? Like, and it'll be like, you know that Jericho confessional where Jericho's talking to the camera and he's like, AK's never seen anyone as dangerous on Summertown.
Yeah, I remember
But
that.
yeah, it's like that thing where it's like he doesn't notice he just met the most dangerous people in the game. He doesn't even know. He was playing with amateurs.
Yeah.
That's what I think about. So yeah, I mean, look, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not rooting for him, and that's not like a thing against him. It's more of just like, I agree. I want people who want to be their own person and want to be their own player. I want people who create new strategies, new, you get it.
100%. I agree. If I went on to Survivor and I was trying to play like someone else, I feel like that would just be an insult to myself and my potential as a player.
And even if you win, you're like playing like someone else, are you gonna feel like you actually won? Yeah.
Here's the thing. Faraz is going to get voted off and he's going to be like, shit, no, I'm just a clone of George and AK or whatever the frick it's going to be.
Yeah. We're going to be like, hey, remember that wannabe dude from Titans vs. Rebels? What was his name? Ferris Wheel? Like, that's legit what it's going to be like.
Ferris Wheel.
Sorry, I can't stop. Every time it says Ferris, I just think about Ferris wheels. My apologies.
No, honestly, that's brilliant. We have to call him that throughout the season whenever he does something stupid.
Bro, it's gonna be it's gonna be like Juicy Dave, where they like calling him Juicy the entire time, but we're gonna be like, oh my god, is the wheelman back, guys? Does he have his wheels ready?
Oh boy.
All right. Yes.
I think we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Your pick now.
Yeah, it is my pick. Right, Ferris on yours.
Ferris Wheel.
Oh my god. Don't say that because I will write it. Like subconsciously.
I mean, you're the one I wouldn't have never thought of that if it was for you. Blame yourself for that.
I can't. Okay, but I can't control what I think. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, moving on. Yeah. So I am going to pick. And then I'm actually gonna pick someone. Give me 20 seconds. Okay, I'm gonna pick Jessica. Let's go for it.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't want to be a Kieran and be like, oh, don't be your own player, and then 2 seconds later be like, it's good that you're like someone else. But I get Hayley energy, but obviously that's what I say about every fit 30-year-old who's a female. I'm like, yeah, I get Hayley energy from this. But yeah, no, I mean, I do. I could see Jessica being someone who is definitely in the majority. They're gonna want to keep her around, and yeah, I mean, at this point, we're just kind of picking not the dogs, but you know what I mean. We're picking from what we have left, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna go with your gut at this point.
Okay. So I mean, on Jessica's bio, professional academic. What does academic mean? Does that mean like smart? I actually
Yeah,
forgot.
pretty much. It just means like you're not a tool. Okay, that sounds really messed up.
Okay, so it says academic, and then her whole buzz about how she's super fit and she loves exercise and shit. Unless I'm
Well,
reading
that's
this wrong. Oh no, it says the word fitness, but it's not talking about physical. It's talking about another sort of fitness. I don't know. Anyway, I mean, I think just looking at her, she kind of looks like she looks like she knows what she's doing. She looks like she's going to be able to get those numbers. She looks like she's not going to be voted you can just tell based on someone's looks that they're going to go early. I don't see that in Jessica. I can see her making merge pretty confidently. But again, her bio's on like medium sized, which is pretty good. I don't think that's a red flag. But like she doesn't talk about Survivor like at all in her bio, from what I can see. So, and I haven't watched the videos. I'm just talking about from the actual like that. Yeah, I
yeah.
mean, she could talk about Survivor in her actual video. I don't know. I'm gonna watch all of them afterwards. But yeah, I was thinking about picking her, but I was like, if she still win later, I will pick her. But for now, just no, not now.
Fair enough. Yeah, no, so like the thing is I could see Jessica being an early boot, but at the same time, yeah. I
I
think
don't.
she's a wild card.
I mean, I don't. I see her making merge pretty comfortably. So I think you made a good choice. But I do think she could also be blind. Like I think she could be blindsided and she won't see it coming. Like she's gonna be absolutely oblivious to her own
I
demise.
mean, I know she didn't really talk about Survivor, but I could I maybe it's the way she looks, but I get Brianna vibes. Like
Yeah.
that's what I get, to be honest. I
All
could see
right.
her playing too hard, but guess we'll see. So yeah,
Yeah.
you
I honestly, now that you said that, she does kind of look like she could overplay, but later on in the game, like she could get a bit cocky or something. I could see that.
yeah, your thing.
Okay, so right now I'm between two people. So I'm gonna pick someone, and then if they don't get picked next, I'm gonna pick them next. So my first choice is Frankie. I'll quickly write that in.
Yes,
But
go. Sorry, I'm really excited you picked Frankie. I did not want her. Oh
okay,
my
so
god.
again, we're sort of at the bottom of the barrel now. We're sort of just picking who.
We're picking the used toys, you could say. We're picking the reject shop items. Put it that way.
All right, but
Um,
the reason I picked Frankie is because number one, I think I think when we were talking about that, the younger people alliance, she would also be in it. I just did not see her. I think she'd be that. Number two, she's good looking, not gonna lie, and I don't know how old she is, but I think she could like use flirting, but potentially, like someone like Nathan and Frankie, I think if they work together would actually be pretty powerful. But the reason I picked Frankie is just because she looks like she's sort of knows what she's doing. I mean, which isn't saying much. We're at the bottom of the barrel now, but I don't know, just compared to the others, I think she's got an advantage in the fact of I think she'll be able to use her looks to her advantage, and a lot of people here won't be able to do that. So that's why I picked her, to be honest, not gonna lie.
So here's the thing. When I first was watching the casting intros, I was a bit nervous when I saw Frankie's because she was like, oh yeah, so I talk too much. And I was like, well, that's bad. She's like, I overshare. And I'm like, that is like one of the worst qualities to have in Survivor. And then I don't know, just the vibe I got from her, she seemed very chaotic. She seemed like I actually, and obviously I watched the video, so I got a different perspective of her than you. But, from what I got, I think she's going to be messy. I think she's going to be a bit confrontational. She seems very straight to the point, which could be bad if she's bossy, you know what I mean? So we'll see how that turns out. Yeah, I mean, look, you don't want to be. I could also see her linking up with Nathan potentially, and they could be a good duo, like you said. But at the same time, I'm looking at Nathan. Okay, to be honest, my instant reaction when I saw Nathan and Frankie was, are they secret siblings on this cast? Is there a twin? I don't know. They look similar, so
They
maybe
do,
it's
yeah.
casting, but that's just me. But yeah, no, I'm not rooting for her, but I'm not rooting against her currently. But obviously, we'll have our favorites.
That's how I feel, yeah.
Yeah.
The person I'm rooting for, I haven't even picked yet. But the person who I'm rooting for, I don't think will win. That's why I haven't picked them yet.
Oh no, yeah, we can say all of that afterwards. Don't worry. Yeah. Yeah. So I guess it's my turn. Yeah. Sure. Why not?
Yeah, it's your shot.
Yes. Who's left? Okay, so I'm just gonna name everyone yes, and you can tell me if I'm wrong. So we've got Rihanna, Kelly, Jaden, Valerie, Kitty, Winner, and Mark. Is that pretty accurate? Yep. Okay.
I think that's
Yeah, sweet. I'm going to be. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Since I'm cutting this part out, I'm struggling. I'm struggling to pick someone. I don't know. Normally there's more people who I'm yeah, no, they have a better shot at winning. Bro, half this cast looks like they've never.
Half of this. I mean, maybe it's because I haven't seen any of the videos. Half of this cast I've got no opinions on.
Half of them they've never even heard of Survivor. Bro.
I just don't know how they're gonna do. I just don't know, and that makes me excited because I want to be surprised by these people.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. I just don't want it to be like a Pagonging or something, like Uyonging or something, whatever the hell. I just don't want it to be that. Okay, so I'm gonna pick the winner of the season. Winner, I know, so funny. Haha, I'm not the first person who came up with that. I'm sorry, I'm not original. Moving on. Yeah, I mean, I'm picking Winner because one, he's a winner. It's in his name. Second, I'm really gelled with his vibe and his energy in the video. Okay, so I'll tell you what I know about Winner based on his intro. So he's a TikTok. He does TikToks.
Yeah, I think I've seen. Yeah, I think I've seen his videos. He does mukbangs.
He's a professional eater.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets paid to eat, which I think is one of the funniest things of all time, because he's going on an island to starve. Does he not know he's signing up for the complete opposite of what he's doing for a living? Is that just me? I thought that was so ironic. And then I also noticed, I mean, he's an influencer. He's I saw people living shit lives, and I would thought to myself, I can make quick cash. And then he starts doing it, and I'm like, bro, that's so relatable. He's just I don't want to be working a 9-to-5 job. And I'm like, me too, bro. I relate to that.
I'm sick of all of these peasants.
Yeah, he's I'm sick of being poor. I'm gonna go get money, and I'm like, yeah, that's I can relate hard to that. But yeah, no, I mean, for the most part, I really like his energy. another thing is like he's young, but he's not too young. He's 25. I believe he's 25,
Yeah.
and he's different to most of the cast. So in like his background and stuff. So I think when it comes to like diversity, the thing is you might think that people like Viola and Winner might have yes, or Eileen have like less of a chance of fitting in because of like how like the whole racism thing with Survivor, where they're like, oh yeah, like people who are white are more likely to stick together than people who are black are more likely and so on, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, the thing with that is like I feel like in Australian Survivor it might be the opposite because there's so many people who are so similar that if you see someone like Winner or Viola on the especially Winner, you'd be like, oh yeah, like this guy's different. I want to be around different people. You know what I mean? Because when
Yeah.
you get out there, you're not going to want to work with like the same people who are just like your everyday people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or at least that's what I would want to do. I wouldn't want to play with people who are from Melbourne. Like that's not the game I'd want to play. But
Yeah.
yeah.
No, exactly.
But yeah, no, I mean, obviously, one of my only concerns is coming in with a name like Winner could rub people the wrong way. Like, if
Imagine he got voted off because his name was Winner.
yeah,
That'd be
from like an
funny.
ego perspective, I could totally see someone on this tribe just being like, "Oh, he thinks he's gonna win, huh? We'll prove him wrong," and then vote him out just because of his name.
His last name could be Loser. We don't know.
A midfielder
Maybe,
starts.
maybe his parents felt bad for his last name, so they called him Winner Loser.
I'm more concerned about what his parents named his siblings. I think that's my concern. But
We have Winner, and then we got Winnie.
Winnie, bro. And then we just need Pooh. Winnie the Pooh, bro. No, okay.
Exactly.
Exactly. Honey for life. Honey's overrated. I'm not gonna lie. I don't eat
I like
honey.
Honey.
I don't like honey. Not for me. But yeah,
That's
no.
fair.
Yeah. So that's my take on Winner.
Okay, so Winner was coming in. He's the person who I'm rooting for to win, and it's because what you said.
Yeah.
I like his vibe. I've seen his videos on TikTok. So I mean, I knew him before he was famous. Yay. But I don't know. He looks chill. He looks social. He looks like he's gonna know what he's doing. But the reason I haven't picked him yet is because there is nothing in his bio about him being a fan, and he's a TikToker. So we know, okay, he's a recruit. Nothing against him. Like the fact that I'm rooting for a recruit is pretty sad. But I don't know that there's something about Winner that I like. And I think Winner could be the winner. But I mean I don't think he will be. That's why I haven't picked him yet. But I do hope he wins.
No, I feel that.
Yeah.
I mean, I like his energy.
I do too. I hope he wins. I don't think he will, but I hope he does. I feel like I've just got to get this person out of the way because I've been wanting to pick them for a bit, but I don't have as much confidence in them. I'm gonna pick Jaden, and the reason I'm gonna pick Jaden is he's got like a medium to short bio, which is not good. But I mean, his description is quite literally just strong man. I mean, strong man. So he's not going to go out before at least the swap, clearly, purely for strength. But I don't even think he's like he might be strong, but is he like physically fit? And I'm like, I don't think he matches someone like a Nathan or like an Alex or like a Tobias. So I don't think he's like so far ahead of everyone else that they're gonna be like, let's get rid of him. But I think he is above most people where they're gonna be like, let's not get rid of him. And also, I think he could be like Big D. By the way, I love Big D, but I think he'd be like this big teddy bear who you think's gonna be all like super intimidating and stuff, but he ends up just being really good guy, down to earth dude. And I think that's what he will do. I think he's gonna surprise a lot of people in the fact of how open he is and stuff like that. So I've got hope for Jaden to actually do well. And from his bio, not much about Survivor. Used to play rugby and stuff. No big surprise. But yeah, I've got faith that challenge wise he's going to dominate, but he's not going to be so far ahead of everyone that they want to get rid of him. So that's sort of yeah.
Okay, so I'm about to crush your dreams. So basically, you know the guy the person I said didn't know the free outward upside out yards? Yeah, that's Jaden.
Oh,
So thank you for picking him. I really appreciate it.
Beth's sake.
I mean that makes me feel amazing.
I mean, look. In my defense, Chrissy didn't know what tribal council was, and she made it to the final 3. So I'm not worrying too early.
That's fair. I just felt that was really funny to mention because I was trying not to laugh when you were saying it because he's being like, yeah, I really like him. I really think he's like really good at this. And then I'm just like sitting there trying not to laugh. Like, all right. Yeah, no, I mean, you. Personality wise, he is probably going to be that big teddy bear. He's going to be that dude who's likable. Socially, in the video, he's got a good social game, you can tell. Yeah, I mean, challenges, they're going to want to keep him around. Probably, most likely. And then as for, like, just the game itself, game-wise, yeah, I don't see him being this cutthroat player who's going to make moves. I just don't see it.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong. Or even if he does make a move, I feel like it's just going to be like, let's vote out my ally who's loyal to me. It's going to be like, well, that's not great. So yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, look, I wasn't going to pick him for my draft if I could avoid it. But yeah, fair enough.
How many people we got left? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, I think there's 5 people to go. Rihanna and Kelly from the Rebels.
Yep.
And then on Titans, we've got Valeria, Kitty, and Mark.
Okay. Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna make you wait a minute for me because I'm struggling. Okay, so I'm gonna go with. I'm picking Kitty. I'm gonna pick Kitty based on. I mean, look, out of the quote older people, she's probably the most athletic. First of all, secondly, is Kitty really going to be the strategist of the season? Is she really going to be the person who plays too hard or goes looking for an idol? No. She's probably going to be that person who's very loyal and sort of like a Chrissy figure and just doesn't really do much and kind of floats most of the season. And then also when it comes to threat management, I mean, let's be honest, she's not that dangerous.
Yeah.
She's not. You're not gonna be like, oh, we gotta get her to Kitty. She's running the game. Like, no.
No. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, she probably is gonna go really deep, even though she won't deserve it, but she will. She'll go deep. So yeah, that's why I picked Kitty.
She was actually going to be my next choice between the 5 left because I mean her bio is somewhat short, so obviously I don't think she stands a chance of winning. But it's not just about who you think's going to win; it's about who you think's going to make it far. And no offense to her, but like she kind of looks like she's just going to be a sheep, it's like sort of just going to follow the crowd. Well, not just that; she's not going to be that memorable. So but like the thing that I like with Australian Survivor is. It's way more common for people in US, like for a sheep to make it to the finals. In Australian Survivor, it feels like less common. It still happens, of course. But I mean, I think she will either have a deep run or she's just gonna annoy people pretty early on and get out. But I think she will make a somewhat deep run. But I didn't pick her over the others just because I had more faith in the others, except for Jaden. If only I freaking knew, but whatever. That's all I've got to say about Kitty.
And then Jaden wins the season, and we both feel like idiots.
Look, if Jaden wins, I picked him for my freaking team, so I don't mind.
Yeah, when Jaden wins this season and then I get first boot next season, we'll see who really knows Survivor.
Okay, I think I know who I'm gonna pick next between the four. So Rihanna, Kelly, Valeria, and Mark are the last four.
Yep.
And I'm gonna pick Valeria for a few options, a few reasons. Number one, she's one of the only people that I've seen that advert, or like, so I've seen a bit of that strategy.
Yep.
And she's like, I think she was one of the first people to get the
She
promos.
was.
Yeah, so that's a good sign for me. Compared to the others who I have like heard jack shit about, not gonna lie. Um, I don't think she's gonna do well, but I think she's gonna do better than the other three. So that's why I picked her. I think she could try and like flirt or something. Maybe I don't know who she'll try and flirt with, but like I think she could try that shit. But I don't know if it's gonna work. I'm not quite sure how she's gonna do. I don't think she'll make the merge or anything, but I have more faith in her compared to the other three. So that's why I picked her.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, yeah, I would have picked the the last few people
Yeah.
for all the reasons you listed. I mean, she says she's a model. Oh my god, everyone's gonna think she's dumb. But like, I think she is dumb. Like, I don't want to be that guy who's like, don't. I don't want to call her dumb and shit. But like, I didn't really get Peyton vibes. She's probably a recruit. I mean, she's a model. There's not the likelihood of her not being a recruit is like 0%. And then yeah, I mean, she's probably gonna go decently far. I don't see why people would vote her out. But yeah, past that, I mean, she's not really someone who I'm looking at and I'm thinking, yeah, she's gonna win. No.
Yeah.
All right, we're down to like
All right.
no people.
This is technically your last choice because then I get to pick and you're stuck with whoever.
Oh. Oh. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Give me a sec. I'm
Rihanna,
gonna.
Kelly, and Mark.
Oh, I know. I know.
All right.
Did you just assume I didn't know Survivor? No.
Yes, I did.
You have me beat. No. Okay. Rihanna, Kelly, and Mark. Right. Okay. I'm gonna pick.
I'm just praying that you don't pick this one person because I want them.
I mean, I really want to pick. I mean, here's the thing. There's two old people and then there's Rihanna. So it's one of those things where it's like, I really want to pick Rihanna just for that reason, but at the same time, I'm trying to take that out of it. I'm gonna pick. Who do I think is gonna do the best out of these three? That is what I need to figure out. Sorry, I just started looking at you doing this, and I was like, no, the reason why I'm laughing is because I'm thinking about what you were doing in Trinity Survivor when you were like yapping and crap. Alright, yeah. Again, here we go. I'm gonna pick. Alright, give me 20 seconds and then I'm just gonna go with my gut. Alright, I'm gonna pick. Oh my god, I'm struggling. Still to pick. I'm gonna pick Rihanna. Yeah, why not? Why not? Okay, so I want to say I was never picking Kelly. That just wasn't happening. Nothing personal. I just saw her extroverted personality, and I was like, nope. I was like, she's too outgoing, and not in like the good way. In the like, you need to shut up. You need to calm down. But yeah, she's giving off Yinsey, Kelly
Yeah.
from 20. 3, yeah.
Mm.
But yeah, no. Rihanna, I mean, she's bubbly. She has personality. I don't really think she knows the game, which isn't helpful. But I think Mark's gonna overplay realistically, and I think Kelly is not going to be a strategic force at all in this game. So I have to pick who I feel most confident about, and that's why I'm picking Rihanna.
All right. In terms of me with Rihanna, I'm gonna keep it pretty plain. I don't know anything about it besides from the fact from her bio she's a paramedic. I think I kind of forgot because I just scrolled to who I'm picking.
Yeah.
I've got no opinion, but I don't want to say I think she'll flop because I don't know her. But I just didn't pick her because I don't know her, and I wasn't about to gamble someone who I just don't know.
Yep.
So that's pretty much all I have. And then my final pick between Kelly and Mark, it's pretty simple for me.
Come on.
I'm glad that you didn't pick this person. I'm picking Mark. Yeah. I was hoping before you wouldn't pick Mark and you didn't pick him. I'm picking Mark not because he's not gonna. I think Mark could go out before Kelly, but because Mark's actually got something that gives me a bit more hope compared to Kelly, who I've seen absolutely nothing of. Like, yeah, like you could remove Kelly from this cast and it would stay the same for me personally. Like, it doesn't yeah. So I'm picking Mark.
Yeah, no, good choice. I would have picked Mark next. There was no way. I was thinking about doing it because I was like, he's like at least trying to play the game. We have at
Yeah,
least
like
something.
I mean, and here's the thing: he's overplaying. So what does that tell me? He's a fan of the show. So that gives me
Or at
some.
least knows how to play.
He at least knows has some knowledge of the game,
Yeah.
which is more than Kelly can say probably.
Yeah, and if Kelly has been watching, her fandom's probably just like, I've been watching with my kids. No,
Kelly, if you're watching this, we're sorry. Forgive us.
yeah, I'm sorry. You
We
can
hope
prove me
you do well. We hope you do well on the season.
Honestly, I mean, here's the thing. There's only like 3 people I'm currently rooting against, but we'll get into that soon. But yeah, I mean, thank you all for watching that crap shoot. Jesus Christ, that took way too long.
Name's Jesse. That's Jesse Logan. That's me.
Yeah, if you want to plug your channel, you can. Why not?
Channel name's the same as my name down there. Jesse HOH on YouTube.